energy today. The full moon is in a couple days, so hopefully you're preparing for that, setting all your intentions, getting your manifestation journal, doing all the things. Put all your crystals out in the moonlight with your moon water, whatever you do. Dance around naked, I don't know. So let's see what's headed towards you. What gifts this full moon is bringing you, right? I feel like every full moon brings something. The energy of something. Mantis beings, enigma, elusive, and sensitive. Alright. We're going to use my Hermetic Tarot deck. I love the art in this. It's very cryptic. You know me, I like cryptic things. So I think I kind of have to if I'm a tarot reader. But yeah, so let's read between the lines. Let's see what it is. What your message is. Princess of Swords. You could be Gemini, Aquarius, Libra, or you could just be sitting in this energy. The Princess of Swords. Swords is all thought energy, right? It's like the energy of your thoughts. This Princess of Swords is abrasive, willing to cut off anybody who stands in the way of her and her purpose. She's, not quite the queen yet, but it's this energy of growing into that energy. So, let's see. What else? Okay, you might be feeling a little, irritable, or and here's why. With the Nine of Cups in reverse, and the Chariot in reverse Cancer energy, what I'm seeing here is you're not, you feel like you haven't attained what you want, right? Your wish fulfillment. Despite trying to manifest it, there's a lot to manifesting, which I will go through with you in this reading. And with the Chariot in reverse, it's this energy of feeling like things just aren't moving, right? And that's probably what's making you irritable, or does this even work? It does. It's frustrating though, because so here's the ABCs of manifesting. Okay, so first you want to be in a heightened emotional state, right, while you're visualizing or writing it down, right? So I would put on some music, something that gets your heart going, right? You're gonna want to raise your heart rate, right? You're gonna want to feel excited, and even if you gotta do some push-ups, some jumping jacks, whatever, you want to create that core energy, right? Because that's where the power of the manifesting comes in, is you want to really activate that excited energy. You want to be excited for your manifestations, and then you write it down. As fully detailed as possible. You want to envision it, you want to see it, you want to taste it, you want to smell it, you want to hear it, you want to feel it, all with your own visualization, right? You want to be as specific as possible. And then, here's the trick. Then you stop thinking about it, right? Once you've written it all down, you put your notes away and all that, once you're done with that, then you stop thinking about it. You don't think about your outcomes. You don't worry about when it's going to happen. You just let it go, right? That's the hardest part of manifestation, is letting go of the outcome, to let the outcome happen. Because then if you keep pushing and you're like, it's like asking your mom, like, oh, can I have a candy bar at the store? And she's like, yeah. But if you keep coming back and you're like, hey mom, when am I getting that candy bar from the store? When am I gonna get that? Can I have that candy bar? Please, can I have that? Da 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 da. Then guess what? You're creating your own resistance, and then all of a sudden mom's like, you know what, no, you're not. Until you know how to back the hell off, until I can get to the fucking store. Right? Like, and so you have to have that energy of, like, you know it's gonna happen, so don't sweat it, right? That's where you have to be like that. That's where you have to mature in your mind in this situation, right? There has to be this energy of, like, you're not going to sit here fretting about it. You know it's coming. You know it's gonna be great. And you just sit back and chill, focus on other things, and then, you know, one of the strongest ways to manifest, though, is like, if every day you come back to your notes, you put on some music, get back in your heightened state of mind, and you visualize it for a while. And you stay in that. You meditate in it, you visualize, and then as soon as you're done, go on with your life. Don't think about it anymore. Don't dwell on your outcomes, and just let shit happen. Because that could be what has been, like, you might be trying to manifest something, but you're so, like, in your head about it that it's struggling to come to fruition, right? Because you're just, when's it gonna happen? Why hasn't it happened yet? Da 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 da. And it's like, you need to be very patient, right? It'll happen. Divine timing. Time and space aren't actually, like, real constructs, right? They're dimensional constructs, right? I mean, they're real. They're not real in the sense that we see them or perceive them, right? And so you have to let things kind of play out the way that they need to. So what else do we got here? Yeah, so we have the Magician in reverse, right? And this kind of goes back to knowing how to properly manifest. I mean, one of the best ways I learned was I listened to a couple audiobooks by Florence Scovel Shinn. Highly recommend looking it up. It's right there on YouTube. Yeah, basically, there's one called The Game of Life and How to Play It, and another one called Your Word is Your Wand, right? And they're both, like, epic. They're great. They tell you exactly how to manifest, how to make things work out, the way that you would like to see them working out. With the Ace of Wands, I do see a passionate new beginning coming for you. Or you starting a cycle, a passionate new beginning. With the Four of Cups, I do see you rejecting something here. Let's clarify that. What are you rejecting? Well, let me pull these cards out. Maybe this will explain. Three of Wands, maybe somebody, like, tried to put you in a third party situation. and that's what you're rejecting. Um, yeah, with a Hierophant, Taurus energy, you're learning and growing, right? You're in that like state of mind, that state of wonder. You're just like, all right. The Hierophant is the magus of the gods, right? So it's like a magician, but it's like higher placed. It's like the high priestess, right? um, this is somebody who who has like, how do I put this in words? Like spirit puts you in high regard, right? Like that's the best way I could really. It's like you're somebody that is honored by spirit, um, whether or not you're aware of that. Like you're important, and your learning and growing is important right now. Um, with the moon in reverse, there's just something that you're not seeing. Um, what are you not seeing? Well, I'll get to that in a second. Six of Pentacles in reverse. I feel like you're a very independent soul. Um, and you don't like feeling like you have to reach out to others for help. Um, and so I feel like you're really going to do what you can to make it on your own, you know? And then with the Queen of Swords in reverse, right, I'm like seeing you kind of growing here, right? It's like you're in between the Princess of Swords and the Queen of Swords. That's the energy I'm seeing. It's like you're growing in experience. Um, I want to know what it is that you don't see though with that Moon card. Okay, so with the Hermit card, um, if you're single, I don't think you're gonna be single for long. I think that's something that's coming up right now. The Hermit, I feel like you've had a lot of time to yourself, right? The Eight of Pentacles, I see you focused on work, right? I see a lot of work in like just kind of hanging out with yourself, right? Um, or like staying inside, kind of keeping to yourself. That's the best way to put that. Um, but then out of nowhere, we get the Two of Cups and the Eight of Wands, right? Two of Cups is like coming into union with somebody. This could be what you're manifesting, actually. You could be manifesting a relationship at this time. Um, something that's even more valuable than money, right? Love. Um, because that's what it looks like is headed towards you. And with the Eight of Wands, this is like Minor Arcana Chariot, right? We had the Chariot in reverse when you're like, why isn't anything moving? You feel like kind of stuck, like you're not, you were feeling like you weren't getting your wish fulfillment or whatever. But with the Eight of Wands, I do see that changing. And it's going to be moving pretty fucking quickly. Um, specific about what you want. Yeah, because I feel like with the Four of Cups and the Three of Wands, I feel like you have rejected people. Um, but you're also in the energy of like waiting for your ships to come in, right? Like, you want the right kind of person. You don't want just anybody. You feel like, it's one of those things when you're like, oh, like I just want to date somebody, and then everyone that wants to date you is just not ready for you or not in, somebody that you would date. Sometimes that happens. And I feel like that's what you've experienced as of recently. Um, However, I do feel this relationship coming, like, this relationship energy coming, with this Eight of Wands, Two of Cups. Let's talk about it. It's funny. Your counterpart just shows up in the reading, right? Whether you're male or female, you're showing up in the between Princess of Swords and Queen of Swords, meaning that you are a divine feminine, right? Or at least sitting in that energy. The divine feminine is the creator, the spiritual one, the one that's like very open to the universal language here, The divine masculine is more work oriented, more into the business side of life, more like action, like it's, they're caretakers and nurturers in their own right, right? In a whole other way, though. With the King of Swords in reverse showing up as your equal opposite person, right? You're both in the reverse, right? Meaning that both of you are in this receptive energy, right? Because when the King and Queen of Swords are in the upright, they're not. They're like ready for war. I see that you are in this energy of being receptive to them. So I do like that came out. Um, 7 of Cups, yeah, you're thinking about your options, um, thinking about potentials. 5 of Pentacles, I feel like finances are also on here. I feel like you are trying to manifest a bit of both, right? Finances and love. The 7 of Swords in reverse, you don't want, it's like you're not receptive to a lot of the bullshit that you would see in like modern day dating, right? Um, like you want somebody who's not gonna lie, cheat, and steal. That's really what I'm seeing. You're not going to be accepting offers from people who have all the red flags, and I see that you're very you're being smart about how you're going about it. With the Temperance in reverse, Sagittarius energy, you're not very patient though. It's kind of like wanting what you want right now, and it's like I said, you need to be patient, right? Because you don't want the first fucking person that reaches out to you and may not be they may not be right for you. You need to vet them out. You need to see is this somebody I could be with? Is somebody that likes to go do the things that I like to go do? Is this somebody who is, going to try to hide you? Or is this somebody who wants to flaunt you? Is this somebody who, it's like there's so many things, and I feel like you just don't want that, like, sneaky energy of, like that player energy. That's what I feel like you're trying to really avoid. And man, players are slick, right? They're slick. So, I mean, do your research on that, like on how to find somebody who's in a player, like how to read all the body language and the red flags and the things. You want to be prepared. Because that is what you're looking like you're manifesting. Be prepared. Be in the energy that you want to see your person in, right? If you want happy person, be happy. happy. If you want a kind person, be kind. It's basically like energy attracts like energy, right? So you have to become your own soulmate a little bit to attract that energy, right? To attract what you're trying to get. Like, if you want somebody who's modest, be modest. If you want somebody who's got a smart mouth, have a smart mouth. Whatever the case is. Yeah, so we have the Lovers in reverse with the Queen of Pentacles. The Lovers in reverse here is like, because you're not quite there, you're not quite in union yet. Queen of Pentacles is like, I feel like, yeah, if you sit in the energy of, like, building yourself up, like, financially and making sure, like, you've got your ducks in a row, right? Like, I feel like you should prepare for relationships like you prepare for a baby, right? You need to have certain things in order, like, clear out a fucking drawer, right? I know that sounds silly, but, like, set the intention, let the universe know, hey, this drawer is for my future boo, right? And all their things, or whatever. Make room for them in your life, and set up that seat for them at the table. Like, make sure that you are ready for them when they show up, because they're gonna show up pretty quickly. With the Star in reverse, Aquarius energy, I feel that you may, like, doubt yourself a lot, or doubt this a lot, doubt your manifestation, and that's what fucks up your manifestation, actually. Doubt is like your kryptonite when you're trying to manifest something into your life, right? The last thing you want to do is bring doubt into it. So you have to be in that energy of, like, not doubting, having faith, preparing yourself for it. Like, is this a person that likes pina coladas? I don't know, but you might want to get some stuff to make some, right? Like, you want to prepare, like, show the universe you're in that energy. 10 of Swords in reverse with the Death card, Scorpio energy in reverse. I like that. Because though in the past you may have felt defeated, betrayed, screwed over in relationships, whatever the case is. It's like you're in your what is that word? Resurrection. You're in your own personal resurrection right now. Like rebirthing yourself into the world, right? Rebirthing like whole new cycles, whole new people, whole new energy, you know, maybe even a new wardrobe. I just see that you're not looking to repeat the past, right? You're still in the energy of healing, but there's no reason that you can't heal with another person as long as it's not toxic, right? And as long as you're not trauma bonding. Trauma bonding is toxic. Don't do it. Nine of Wands tells me that you're kind of guarded. Even though you're receptive to love, like, you're kind of guarded, and this is the hard part, but you've got to let the guards down if you want to receive, right? Like, if you want to be fully receptive, in such a way that, like, it's just coming, right? I've caught mouth. But yes, because with the Nine of Pentacles, this is your wish fulfillment. This is you getting all that you want. But if you're guarded and you don't trust it, alright, if you treat this new person like you're guarded and you don't trust them, and you're closed off emotionally, or, whatever, then it's not going to play out like a beautiful love story, right? You have to be soft and open with them, right? You have to let yourself be vulnerable. You have to not be afraid of that. It's a lot, but it is what it is. Fear, doubt, insecurity, they should have no home in your heart, in your mind, in your spirit. They just shouldn't. Because, you're, in order to attract love, you become love. And if you are love, then not any part of you harbors jealousy, a lack of trust, hostility, guardedness. Like, you have to kind of like it's scary, but it's like you have to kind of jump without a net a little bit into love and be gentle and kind and sweet and, the things that they need from you. I mean, because I'm sure that that's what you're looking for, right? Somebody who's going to be that for you. So you need to be that for them too. Tramanagmo. The spiritual cleansing and protective means necessary to overcome any obstacles shall be granted to you. You can trust in what is happening in your life, especially the things that are breaking apart or arising anew. Any pain that you might be experiencing now is so much less than the pain that would have taken root if certain circumstances were allowed to continue. Dharma of Kali. Your most abundant successes manifest when you are aligned with your integrity. You do not need to put your faith in pathways or projects that do not resonate with your deeper spiritual knowing. Everything that is happening in your life is part of how your prayers are being answered. A new order is to be established and you are being led into it. So trust. That's the biggest message here. Trust. Trust the process. Trust how it goes. I don't know how long you've been single, but probably not too long. And the reason I'm saying this is because typically the longer you're single, the more patient you are with love, right? And the more picky you are with love. Because now they're not competing with anybody else in your life. What they've got to compete with is like, is their presence in your like going to be like an addition, like, or an additional like good thing, like, because how do I articulate this? I'm sorry, guys. I shouldn't get stoned before readings, but you know me. It's your boy. But yeah. Basically, what I'm trying to spit out, though, is that, like, their presence in your life is going to have to be so, like, fulfilling and so good that, like, they'd have to compete with how fulfilling and how good your alone time is, right? Because people who are single for a long time, guess what? That's what they learn. Like, it is fun being single. It is nice being alone. It is free, There's no drama in it. That's just, it's very liberating. And so this person's got to compete almost with, well, I don't even like using that word, but with that energy, though, where they're going to add some spice to your life, right? They're gonna, like, their presence is going to add something very beneficial and, something that makes you want to stay and stick it out, right? But then the same goes for you in them, right? Like, you have to also make sure that your presence is better than their solitude. Well, not better. I don't like using that either because that's really hard to fucking do. But, like, that your presence is something, I feel like there's a word that explains what I'm trying to say, and I can't find it. But, yeah, it's like their presence needs to bring that emotional abundance, right? It needs to be something that you have, that you feel grateful for, that you're excited to have them in your life. You're excited to share in these memories, these experiences. Somebody who had some flavor, but that's really hard to find this day and age, right? So yeah, it's gonna take some time to manifest that. But it's as quick as you can let go of your outcome, though, at the same time, because as soon as you stop dwelling, stop worrying about it, then bam, it shows up. And I do feel like this is going to be your wish fulfillment. This is going to be everything that you want it to be. Your biggest hurdle in all of this is overcoming, like, your own, like, any fears, doubts, insecurities, any of that needs to be thrown down the toilet. Right? Like, that's ultimately what I'm seeing. Anything that would be an inhibitor of love, because you need no inhibitions with love, right? You need to be able to full ass it, and feel safe in it, and feel, those are the kind of things that you need to be manifesting, feeling safe in their presence, right? Feeling safe with your emotions, feeling safe with, your story even, because some people, I don't know why, but they care about people's past. And it's like, okay, if you didn't kill anybody, I'm sure you're not the worst, but whatever. And you have to also be in the energy of not willing to, like, you have to be a safe space for them, to where you're not going to hold their past against them, you're not going to judge them, you're not going to put them in a bad space, um, become what you want. Like, you need to make sure that when you when you're entering into a relationship mindset, that you're doing it for the right reasons, and you're doing it with integrity. It's not just so that you're not alone, right? Because that's not what love's about. Love's about love. It's not about not being alone. um, Sometimes you'll feel alone with them, probably. Even in the best relationship, sometimes there will be those times where it gets a little stagnant or whatever, but the love has to be stronger than that, and that's where you guys get to spice it up again and come together, right? That's what relationship building is about. It's not saying that you'll never feel like that with them. It's like saying, but they're the person who's going to go out of their way to work on that shit with you, so that you don't feel like that for too long, right? And then bam, gonna refreshen it up. Y'all are gonna, um, I recommend, like, looking up, like, healthy relationship habits, and, like, things like that. Act like you're already in a relationship. How would that be? You know? Already be in that energy. Um, but yeah, that's pretty much what I have for you. I kind of went on a whole rambling thing. And it's probably because, like, I don't know, it's a tough one. Love. Love is a tough subject. It's like, it's not, it seems like it should be so simple and so, but it's really not. It's rocket science. And, like, you have to navigate your own energy in order to attract the right energy. But yeah, anyway, I'm gonna let you go. Namaste. I love you guys. I'll catch you later.